So why don't you tell us a little bit about high points, low points, kind of bring us along the course there with you today.
Yeah, I mean, luckily there weren't many low points. 42K for me is a bit. I know that I have 8 more K in the tank, so it's a lot of fun for me to be able to sort of ramp up and ease into things, and then really drive home the last little bit. So, one of the high points early on was coming across the Pan Am Games finish line, where I won Pan Ams. That was a cool moment to relive that, and there's a few guys around me at that point that kind of knew that I had competed here in Toronto in 2015, so they were sort of asking about it, and was able to tell them, this is right where the finish line is, and so that was really cool early on. Kind of gave me that little bit of motivation, a little bit of jump, and then last 3K, just I think I counted actually last 3K past 50 people. We were just using my strength late in the race to really drive it home. So that was a lot of fun. There was support start to finish, so you felt like you were being carried the whole way by the support. So
nice. And are you satisfied with your time? How are you feeling now? You've had like a few moments to settle, not long to settle. You've just walked a full marathon. But,
yeah.
What are kind of how are you feeling now?
Yeah. So like 3:16 and a half was sort of quicker than I thought I was going to come out and do. I was sort of aiming for just under 3:20. Did the Victoria Marathon 2 weeks ago. Was 3:23 after aiming for 3:30. So I think I'm just setting my expectations a little bit too low so that I can ensure that I have a positive result. But really, I think the last third of the race, last 14K, I really picked up, and I was sort of on about 2:18, 2:19 pace until that point, and brought it home strong. So at this point in my season, just ramping up training, just getting that winter base mileage underway. Really happy with where I'm at and what this means going forward.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were wondering if the weather was going to be an issue, if it's a little warm outside today. So how is that? Did you feel it was too hot? What are your kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was funny. So before the race, Catherine Watkins and I were talking, and we were reminiscing about her Pan Am marathon where it was 32 degrees and 1,000% humidity. And in Rio, in my 50K in Rio, it was the same thing. We got up to over 30 degrees, and so we were saying, okay, after that, everything's easy. So if it gets up to 20 today, no problem. And then for me, seeing Trevor, there's so many points on the course where you see people passing, and so when Trevor came by about 39K, and I was kind of looking at my watch, doing a little bit of quick time math, and realizing what kind of pace he was on for. And Trevor's a big guy, so if the heat's going to affect anyone, it was going to affect him. And the fact that he ran so fast, I think that takes away anyone's ability to complain about the heat today.
What's your favorite part? Okay, so you are a Pan Am athlete, Olympic athlete. What's your favorite part about running on a course, race walking on a course like this, where you're with, just the general public, and you're seeing, the everyday recreational runner and a lot of your fans out there on the course with you as well?
It's really fun. So, the big difference for me with the elite guys, the runners are sort of, the elite runners are sort of disconnected almost to the rest of the race. They're up at the front. They take off as soon as the gun goes, and people get glimpses of them here and there. But for me to be actually in the masses and walking alongside people early on in the race, having conversations, pulling people along. I had 3 or 4 people come up to me and said, you really helped me at this 2K stretch. I was really struggling, and you came by, and I sort of, we started talking, and that helped me sort of refocus and find my rhythm again. And for me, that's the whole joy of coming out and doing these road races. This is sort of the second year that I've tried to come out and support as many road races as I can, and use them as hard training sessions, and really get exposure for race walk. It does so much. Not only the people in the race that see, oh wow, this is actually really impressive, but the people on the sidelines, the amount of people that understood what I was doing and knew that, oh, this is that guy's race walking, as opposed to a couple of years ago it was, oh, what's that guy doing? That guy must be really struggling. Yeah. So just to see how that's changed in the last couple of years is really cool, to see the respect that we have now as athletes, and it makes coming out and doing these events so much fun and so easy.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned a fond moment about being on the course in Toronto today. What's kind of like your favorite thing about being in this city?
It's right now. It's the weather. Vancouver's been pouring down on me the last week or so. So a nice reprieve from that's been awesome. But Toronto's a great city. It's always fun to come back here, and I got family and friends that live here, so always nice to come over here and connect with them and hang out and catch up, and having all those Pan Am memories from that. And that was my first really breakout race where people sort of learned who I was and what I was doing, and so to come back here and get to relive some of that is always really exciting.
Could you share a mental hack for people, either before the race, maybe the night before, maybe on the start line, or something that you think during the race that kind of?
I mean, to be honest, what I would say is go out and do a 50K, and then 42K feels like nothing.
That's a good one. How are you going to celebrate today? Do you have any plans in Toronto? Or are you going to
catching up with friends, catching up with some family. Gonna go out for lunch with my brother. Enjoy the city, enjoy the nice weather. Walk around.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, cheers.
I love how you finished it with walk around.